Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be introducing some secrets along the western sector of the East-West Line, and the history associated with some unique infrastructure. Before we begin, do remember to subscribe to my channel. Enjoy the video. I am now on board the East-West Line bound for Yukon. Let's firstly proceed to Clementi MRT Station, where I will introduce the unique situation. As the tracks split, we can see a strange roof below the tracks. Do keep this in mind. Let's hop onto the platform. Being a major station serving the residential estate of Clementi, many commuters alight from the train. As you can see, most commuters exit from this escalator and proceed to exit A, which has a direct link to Clementi Mall and the bus interchange. It is no wonder that this exit is highly utilized throughout the day, making it feel rather congested. Here's the lift that leads to the main exits of Clementi Station. It is a Toshiba elevator, which was installed back in the early 2000s in an effort to make all MRT stations step-free. Let's go down the escalator. The concourse is rather crowded, with an endless stream of commuters entering the fare gates. However, instead of exiting the station, let's turn 180 degrees and walk towards a seemingly more isolated area of the station. Over here, there is another elevator tucked away in a deserted corner. Rather interestingly, this lift looks newer and relatively more modern. The story doesn't end here. For some reason, the floor tiles change color across a singular black row of tiles. In addition, the ceiling suddenly lowers with the ceiling pattern being cut off. Continuing with the unusual trend, the barriers change drastically. The rain shield becomes the more compact type, and the floor dimensions aren't standardized. Why is that so? The fare gates look relatively more modern here, being more brightly lit than the concourse at the other end of the station. A flight of stairs is present right before the pedestrian overhead bridge to the exit, coupled with the low headroom caused by the MRT viaduct, raises some questions. It seems like the bridge had to be of a certain height in order to meet the 4.5-meter headroom clearance. Compared to the other bridge in the distance, this bridge looks more beautiful with plants grown at the sides. From this angle, we can clearly see the drastically different designs. It seems like the portion on the left wasn't originally part of the station structure, but was instead added later. At the other exit, the same phenomenon occurs with the weird steps. This exit serves the old Clementi town center, which was the main hub of Clementi town before the opening of the Clementi Mall in 2011. Let's enter the fare gates again, as the story still carries on. Actually, the unusual roof that you saw just now was covering this ticket concourse and the escalator. On the platform, a play commemorating the completion of the sleeper replacement program back in 2016 is displayed here, with the last sleeper being replaced at this station. More importantly though, is to notice the change in flooring with the same pattern as downstairs. It is clear-cut that the flooring styles differ slightly. On top of that, it seems that the panels on the walls got cut off and replaced by a beam, supporting the ceiling of the area near the escalators. Let's board this train and head over to the next location. That would be none other than Commonwealth Station, just 3 stops down the line. Let's alight and hop onto the platform. At first glance, there isn't a pair of escalators and an elevator at the rear of the platform, unlike what we just saw at Clementi. Let's head down the flight of stairs and check out the concourse. This time, let's head over to the ticket gate serving exits A and B, which most commuters are walking towards. Over here, The ticket gate resembles exit A and B at Clementi Station, and feels rather dated. The old vibe continues along the overhead bridge to the exits, with the high and thick walls at the sides, coupled with dim lighting, giving a rather gloomy atmosphere. Unlike the exits at Clementi Station, which feature one escalator per direction, there is only one upriding escalator here. In addition, the distinctive triangular MRT station sign gives a sense of the olden days, as in recent years these have been phased out. There is a bus stop adjacent to this station, which is named Commonwealth Station Exit B and C. It is rather fascinating that Exit C was included in the name, as it is a greater distance away from Exit C. Let's walk over to Exit C. While walking through a taxi stand, the same scenario as Clementi occurs again. The bridge looks very modern. The elevator shaft is bright and colorful, resembling those of newer upgraded HDB lifts, and there are two escalators, one for each direction. Of course, it is definitely better than only having a singular escalator, greatly benefiting the public, especially the elderly. Inside the concourse, the same situation unfolds again, with bright concourses and strange features. Adding on, there seems to be an obvious expansion joint connecting the two portions of the station. Now that we have observed these unusual details, let's head over to the last location of today's video, which is next door, Queenstown Station. At Queenstown Station, the situation is largely identical, so I would not touch on the differences here. At this point, you may be wondering, why are there such drastic changes between different parts of the station? Were some parts of the station added later? Let's answer all these questions now. In fact, somewhere in 2013, LTA announced the construction of 2 new exits for 3 MRT stations, which were Clementi, Commonwealth, and Queenstown. Of which, Clementi Station expansion featured an additional escalator and lift to the platform, as seen in the Google Street View. If you go back in time to 2013, the station abruptly ended where the new concourse is, before seeing the construction in April 2015, and finally the completion of the 2 new exits in 2016. However, in reality, the exits opened to the public much earlier, in late 2015. These exits were designed to provide more convenient access to residents who live at the extreme end of the station, which did not feature an exit before, such as Commonwealth Towers, which completed construction in 2017. With the modern facilities and design, it is easy to see that this area was not initially part of the station's design. A stark contrast to the rest of the station built in 1988. This is also the reason behind the mysterious ceiling at Clementi earlier on, where a wall was hacked in order to create space for a lift and escalator landing. While the LTA website stipulated that more similar upgrades will be rolled out to the rest of the network in the future, by installing new lifts and creating more platform space, 8 years down the road, rather unfortunately, nothing much has happened. Having experienced the immense convenience of such upgrades while living right outside the exit of one of these stations for a few months, I can guarantee all of y'all that these exits were an invaluable aspect of my life back then, enabling me to save time. In conclusion, I hope that such upgrades will be rolled out to more stations in the future, so that more commuters can utilize Singapore's world-class transportation system, enjoying greater comfort, convenience and accessibility. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you have learned something new. If you have enjoyed watching this, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Do also consider purchasing Super Thanks so that I have sufficient funds to continue producing great content for y'all. Goodbye, and see you soon.